Good morning. On behalf of ZILLIOne Business Solutions, let me welcome you all for today's webinar on the latest version of Sage 300 ERP. First of all, we hope you all are staying safe and working from home office. Also, we assure you all the companies who are joining us today has taken the required measurements to minimize the COVID-19 effect on their businesses. Sage 300 ERP, well known as ACPAC for decades, has evolved from a traditional accounting system to a comprehensive, fully fledged ERP system that can cater to all the demands of an enterprise. Well, we at ZILLIOne, as the #1 ERP partner, Sage ERP partner in Sri Lanka, we conduct this annual event to launch the latest version of Sage 300 ERP. That is to all our clients and to any interested parties to give an introduction on the latest version and its features. Normally, we conduct this event as a physical event where we meet you all and discuss about the solutions and your pain areas in the existing solutions and all. However, due to obvious reasons, so we thought of going online this time. Today, we'll be covering the areas and the new features and add-ons of the 2020 version. And also we'll be looking at the custom API and SDK enhancements, which ZILLIOne has its expertise on as a Sage development partner. Right, so without any further ado, let me introduce our presenter today. He's Steve Solomon, one of our senior ERP consultants at ZILLIOne, who has many years of experience in ERP implementations. So he's ready to take you through the latest version of Sage 300 ERP and also the main functions of the latest version and what you can expect by upgrading or installing the latest version of Sage 300 ERP. In your enterprise. Steve, you can continue from here.
Thank you, Amila. Very good morning to everyone. So welcome once again, welcome all the participants on board for the Sage 300 ERP version 2020 launch. Okay, so without further delay, let me take you to the agenda of today's. So initially we'll be looking on like Sage 300 2020 release overview and what's new in Sage 2020 and the release features on 2020, and I'll be taking through with the demo in order to showcase that what are the new things that's been had and enhanced in the Sage 300 2020 version. So Sage 300 2020 release, it has been redesigned and increase the efficiency and make it easier to use Sage 300. So actually, if we take like, it has been like if you take the desktop and the screen levels, the web screen levels, it has been evolved a lot, and it brings more kind of an optimized level of user-friendly, efficient ways to handle the ERP. So I'll take you through some certain things like this is what's new included in 2020 release. So one of the best feature of that has been like multi-contacts of customer or vendors. So basically now we can maintain multiple customers email IDs and the contacts where in order to share kind of an AR invoices, AR receipts, payment. So those kind of documents we would be able to share to the customers and vendors as well. Okay, so another best thing is that it has been added a multi-contacts with integration with Office 365. Okay, now basically we can have a separate note in our Office Outlook. Okay, or Outlook where we can see the contacts and the credit limits and the value of that based on the contacts which we have updated in the system. And now it's not like standard product, a tailor-made product, and now we have been moving to the web APIs and the web SDK improvements. Okay, basically now we can integrate with any other solution. It can be any other systems by side, and at the same time we can develop or integrate with any of the technologies basically based on the web APIs and the SDK development. And Sage is now not only a kind of a tailor-made, it has been the ISV product development partnership. ZILLIONe is one of our ISV partner, so we can do a development based on the business verticals and in kind of a specific requirement. And other rest of the improvements of on current new version of this 2020, we can evict web screens users. So basically on previously versions, we unable to see what are the users logged into the system and what the transaction they are doing, how we can evict the web screen users. And now we have the functionality to evict the users in Sage 300 web screen as well. Okay. And if you take the modernized, like it has been changed the technology of the web screen, and it's in the backend as well in the classic version with the new looks and the screen optimized, and the UI screens has been also changed in order to make the performance of the operation and the transactions. So these are kind of in a nutshell what are the features in Sage 300 currently in 2020 available and in Sage 300 Cloud. Multi-contacts for customer and vendors. Yes, it's available in Sage 300 desktop version and the cloud version. And evict the web screen users, it's available in the Sage 300. And new look for Sage 300 Cloud web screens in Sage 300. And web API improvements now in inbuilt with the Sage 300 Cloud version. So this is a multi-context. So we can see there is a small interface. I will take you to a demo in the customer master. Okay, for the current Sage users, they would be experience this customer master. Now we can maintain separate kind of an email. In the email level, we can include, okay, for now, so for example, AR invoice, we can send it to respective user list. So AR receipt, we can send it to respective user list. Now AR statement, we can send it. Likewise, we can categorize what are the documents, what are the key documents needs to be circulated to the respective user. So we can define a kind of a master, and that master can be ticked off, or what are the documents needs to be shared for respective. So this is a kind of a very good and very most required features by most of the clients, and we have been returned to the Sage, and we got this done with the most required a kind of information. So this is released with the Sage 300 2020 now, and it's not limit with one business contact. It has been now the multiple contact in order to segregate the documents with the customer as well as the vendors as well. So this is a kind of the multi-contact screen of data activation level. So this is kind of once we do the implementation, the deployment, we would be able to have this contact and configure. There is a kind of a minimal level of a configuration added into this. So this is the screens layout of that. And this is how multi-context works. Okay, so basically multi-contact allow program to create, manage any number of contacts. There is no any restriction now. Okay, so basically including the national accounts as well, and contact can be assigned to single customer or vendors, and user we can set up for AP, AR, OE, PO documents, all the contacts of customer and vendors, which can be easily shared by one clicking. And next we are with the multi-contacts, how it will integrate with Office 365. Okay, so this is the kind of a view I have taken in the Office 365. We can see what the customers, and it will be synced with the multi-contacts in the backend, and we can see what's the credit limit and the bill and what's the addresses, and those informations also now we can be within our Office 365 Outlook as well. And it will display the customer contacts and those information, what's the credit limit, what's the total bill value, and those informations also can be in the system. And this is a web screen. Yes, previously we had only to sign out only a kind of an desktop users only. Okay, now say we need to see how other users has been working and who other users are, because we have the LAN pack issues. Okay, some organizations LAN packs are limited for 5, 10, 15, 20, 40. So based on the LAN packs, how we can manage our day-to-day operation. Okay, previously previously we had only the classic version web screens are, we can sign out any users, but now we can have web screen users also in order to handle and see how they are working and how we can evict them. So this is the LAN pack control of the web screen and the desktop version also. So this is the kind of an only the administrative only can handle this LAN pack evict functionalities in the web screen and the desktop version as well by forcefully based on the transactions they handle. Sorry. So now we'll be moving to the new web screen look. This is the new web screen of Sage 300, the new look of that. So most of the things has been modified in order to enhance the functionalities of day-to-day operation. And the side menus locked off the screen and new icons, because these new icons and it has been brought into a new technology and it has been enhanced the working and as well as where we can see the transaction speed. Okay, now once previously we had some issues. Okay, when we open a new batch, it might be take some time to load it. Okay, but now the screen and those things has been optimized and it can be faster the things in order to make the day-to-day work efficiency. And this is the screen looks or sample screen of AR invoices and how that looks like input boxes and wider certain fields has been widened and it has been given us some more spacing criterias of selections. It has been very much of inlined and ordered according to the user's requirement and in order to make sure the data enters take place without any delays or without any hassle on the system as well. This is a sample of AR customer and here we can see the browse icons, menus and the sub menus, navigation, messages, and from alignment those things has been aligned accordingly in order to make the things on proper way. And next we'll move into custom API and SDK enhancements. So as I explained on previously, Sage is now not just on a tailor-made product. Now it has been enhanced a lot, and where the ZILLIONe is also one of the authorized development partners. So we can do any kind of development based on the business requirement and the feasibility. So we would be able to do any development on the based on the verticals, based on the specific requirement on the operation. And apart from that, if there is any other softwares, okay, any other solutions that we can integrate to now, okay, based on the requirement of the feasibility, we can integrate with any of the other third-party modules or these any global solutions as well. So let me take you to the demo on the key areas of which I showed. So as I explained on the previous, like multi-contacts, yes, multi-contacts, we can maintain multiple number of contacts here, and we can define the AR invoice, AR receipt, AR statement, odd entry confirmation, OE invoices, credit note, debit note, OE code. So this can be shared by maintaining the respective customers. We also, for example, we might be having a one main customer, and under the main customer we have certain other users handles, okay, certain other staff handle the respective operation like AR invoices, AR receipts. So those can be shared and we can set up an email trigger in order to send those particular document. So if we take supplier side, okay, supplier, we can send the AP letters, purchase order, PO returns. So those informations also we can share it to the customers or supplier as well based on the supplier's information. So we can maintain like a master of all the email contacts, and those can be shared, and the same contacts which we have updated or shared in the customer master and vendor master will be integrated with the Office 365 in order to have a kind of a graphical chart to in order to make sure that their values and the credit limits and where their operation stands. Okay, so this is the kind of main features has been enhanced on that, and this is a look and feel of the new version of product on the backend classic screen on the backend ERP. So all the modules are there, like accounts payable, the standard core ERPs, and apart from there, as we are not only providing a standard ERP, we are apart from that we go with the additional modules and add-ons. Like Sage comes with like 200 to 50 plus additional modules. We are based on the business verticals and the operation which we handle. We can plug and play and do bit with easiest configuration. We can handle those operation as well. And here we have the web screen. Okay. So this is the new modern web screen of Sage 300. Okay, so here we can see the modules in our left, like AP, AR, admin service, bank, and other additional modules also come with this. So we can have the widgets, we can add the widgets. What are the widgets that we need? So this will be as a charts. Okay, so we can add those charts in our own landing page. So basically we can maintain 6 landing page, okay, in the system. Okay, those all the 6 landing page will be there once the browser is open. So this can be opened in by any browsers. There is no any limitation or any specific browser only Sage will work. No, you can have it in Mozilla, Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, anything, those any browser platform. And modules are there, same where you have in the modules, all the modules, these modules, and the screen also has been very much enhanced and optimized according to the requirements. That means according to the ease of the under business to enter the transactions, those things. Okay, so those informations also there, and we are kind of on a filtering functions, like kind of on a we can get very much of easy filter functions of our outstandings of the invoices and those things also, like drill down facilities also we can get it on those areas. So that's the main features, and the new enhancement has been added into the Sage 300 2020 version. So if there is anything, you can just any questions, so we would be ready to answer on that. Hamila, it's over to you now.
Right. Thanks, Steve. Thank you for your valuable presentation. I think it was very clear, and the explanation was clear on what is new and how the latest version can help to enhance the business functionality and to automate whatever the existing manual processes. Right, so from this point onwards, we are ready to take any questions you will have. Our consultants will be more than happy to answer any of the questions you'll have. Can use the text function there, and we are ready to answer all the questions that you will have there. Right, Steve, we have one question, I think, mainly asking about the database requirement for the latest version. If you can advise on that, please.
I didn't get the question. Amila, can you repeat the question?
Yes, somebody wants to know what is the required database for the latest version, like for the database server, what is the requirement?
Okay, the requirement is like if the SQL needs to be in the database, the current, if the respective client is on version 2014 above, would be fine. There is no any specific SQL requirement. If the client is using 2014 Microsoft SQL, 2014 above would be fine.
Great, thanks. Also, right, there's another question on the statement functionality. I think so. Someone wants to know: is it possible to use the standard functionalities to send statements as emails, or is there any restrictions? Still, I think there was. This is I think somebody is basing this on a previous version, so they want to know whether that restriction is still there.
With the newer version of the 2020, we can maintain the standard functionality of send statement as an email. Not in the current 2018 or 2019 current existing version, but of course on the 2020 version, by using the multi-context, we would be able to send the statement, AR invoices, AR receipts, credit note, debit notes for respective customers.
All right, thanks, Steve. There's another question on the bandwidth requirement for the web screens. Do you have a detail on that?
Bandwidth requirement is 2 Mbps, minimum of 2 Mbps is required. So that will be differ based on the geographical access and all. But anyway, we can recommend it based on by evaluating the environment. We would be able to recommend the best bandwidth in order to access based on the different geographical. But minimum requirement is 2 Mbps is enough.
Right, great. I think 2 Mbps is a normal thing currently. So I think most of the connections currently should be able to access web screens through that, I think. Right. A few more questions coming in. We'll wait for a few more minutes. Right, Stu, there's another question. Somebody wants to know about the procurement solution of the existing version. I think we did one webinar on the entire suite some time back. But if you can give maybe a 1 minute brief on that, how the procurement suite is structured on Sage 300 ERP.
Yes, Samila, I would be happy to explain on the procurement suite of the Sage 300. Actually, procurement, it's fully developed in Sage SDK platform, where we have a backend separately in order to configure the workflows. The workflows can be based on the conditional basis, value basis, or any number of workflows we can maintain. At the same time, we would assign a different kind of an approval, specific approval levels, approval groups, and those can be approval levels and the groups can be accessed in the web and the mobile as well. So the users who are raising the purchase, initiating the requisition, they can start doing it from the web. They don't need to have a separate desktop version for that. That can be purely handled in the mobile as well as in the web. So they can start initiating the requisition, and there can be approval levels, some kind of an line manager or department head. Once that is done, we can have the budget validation. Of course, okay, we can see based on the requisition, based on the respective expenses, whether the budget is available or not. So based on that budget, we can send it for the finance, and based on the budget value of the requisition, we can direct in for the separate approval for the chairman's or director's approval. So likewise we can maintain, and based on that the PO will be created. So there is no limitations on that. We can attach additional documents, even the customer quotations, additional documents, PDF, anything we can attach throughout that workflow routine. And mainly it is supported for any browsers, and if we take the mobile, it can be supported in Android and the iOS, and the approval levels and even the initiation part also in the PR can be handled on that. And each step is contained with the email trigger, like alerting the respective users. For example, there is a requisition sent from this department where it will be get alerted for the users in order to approve the particular document for an easy routine. Hope you click.
Right. Thanks, Steve. We have a few more questions. There's another question on the fixed asset management, how it works on Sage 300 ERP. I think the questions about how the fixed assets are managed in the ERP. Normally, I think the companies use Excel sheets for this. I think it is made possible in the ERP in the latest version and the previous versions as well, or to automate this. If you can just explain that also a bit, I think that would be helpful.
Sure, Amil. So fixed asset module, the operation comes with the 4 subcomponent. One is we call fixed asset accounting and fixed asset maintenance, fixed asset leasing, and fixed asset tracking. So fixed asset accounting is mostly commonly used in all the Sage 300 ERP industry, because where you have the acquisition and the depreciation, projections and disposals, impairment, split. So the fixed asset accounting. And if I take the fixed asset maintenance comes like a separate kind of maintenance where you have a service level agreement with the respective partners, and you have the services, how the maintenance are done, how frequent the maintenance is done, the maintenance orders are created, those kind of handled in the fixed asset maintenance. And if we take the fixed asset leasing is a kind of revenue generation part. Now you might be having a kind of another engines like what we say JCBs, this we lease it, those things, okay, for the projects, for any kind of thing we lease to the other parties. So they are where they can lease for the certain kind of month or period. So those kind of leasing operations can be maintained in the fixed asset leasing. And if we take fixed asset tracking, where it's kind of on a device base, where you can have the fixed asset stickers tagged in all the assets, and there's a barcode scanner will be there, so we can scan. We no need to count any of the asset by manually. Based on the counting through the barcode gun, we would be able to count the assets on that. And maintaining a number of assets, there is no any limitation on that. Any number of assets can be maintained in the system, and there are additional features in the assets in the current and the new versions, where we can have the images, the supporting documents of the assets. So those kind of informations can be maintained. And the next is like we can bring the additional information through the optional fields in the fixed asset. So these are the key main area of the fixed asset module. And the fixed asset come all the 4 subcomponents, as I explained previously, license required separately.
Right, great. Thanks, Stu. There's another question on, I think, on auto bank reconciliation. So the question is online bank feeds to reconcile bank accounts. How does it work?
Yeah, auto bank reconciliation is one of the function which currently powered by in a development platform, where based on the format. Okay, now the current trend where we can obtain our bank statement online. So we can, if we can get that template on the if we can get the statement of the bank statement of the template which we shared, then it's just matter of upload into the system, and the system will automatically, it will recognize the respective primary values of primary what we say primary references of the document, and it will automatically reconcile. It will give user or to the respective staff to validate the informations which we have updated are correct or not, and after that they can post it.
Great, thanks, Steve. And there's one more question on the reporting. So what are the reporting methods that is used in Sage 300 ERP, and I think on the business intelligence part as well. So if you can explain that a bit, please.
Yeah, Sage 300 comes with three reporting structure. One is crystal reporting, okay, where we have standard crystal reports, and we have a specific crystal report based on the requirement. So it's a purely done on SAP crystal reporting. Another one is financial reporting, where it will purely done in the Sage by using the Excel, Microsoft Excel have a separate heading for Sage 300 in order to generate the financial reporting. And next we have intelligence reporting. Intelligence reporting is a kind of where it's currently most of the things have been moving to intelligence reporting, where we have separate charts and graphical user interface screens, and we can have widgets, charts, and based we can see the ratios and the balance sheet, P&L, all the predefined things has been modified, and we can modify the intelligence reporting based on the custom requirement. And next there will be a event on Sage Enterprise Intelligence also. So that is separate kind of on a complete tool. So very soon we'll be having a separate webinar by collaborating with the Sage Singapore on Sage Enterprise Intelligence. It will be one of a new functionality and features, and I am sure it is going to play a major role on all reporting structure in future businesses on all the ends.
Right. That's all the questions we have received so far. We can wait for another 1 minute to see whether there are any more questions coming in. Right. There's another question about the pricing. Well, the pricing depends on mainly what you are based on your setup, like what are the modules you require, and if it is an existing setup, like what is the effort required to bring it to the latest version, like that's an upgrade. So all that depends on these are unique setups that you all have, I think. So we should be able to give you an exact pricing. Please contact us, contact any of our account managers after the event, and we'll have a small discussion on your current setup. And if you do not have a setup like installation, whether we can do new installations for you all, and we need to see like what are the modules you need and what kind of customizations or integrations or any developments that we need to do. So based on all these things, we should be able to provide a quick estimation of price. So please contact us, contact any of our account managers after the event or anytime. We should be more than happy to assist you with any of the pricing. There's another question on the availability of mobile apps for Sage 2020. Yes, there are a few mobile apps. There are some standard ones, and also there are some custom developed mobile apps which we have done the developments based on the feedback we have received from our local clients and from the after some research on the industry as well. Mainly, we have the core functions that you all need to have on the go on the ERP, and these things we customize as well based on your requirement. Yes, so for the answer for your question is yes, there are mobile apps, and we can discuss this further. Please contact us after the event, and we will have a small discussion, and we can provide you with the exact application, the mobile application you need. Right, I think that's right. There are two questions, Steve. I'll take both together. So the first one is, can you do any type of integrations? And the second one is that's about Sage 300 Cloud in multiple browser tabs. Do I need to use another user account for this? So there are these two questions. If you can answer, Steve.
Yes, Hamil, integration, yes, of course we can do any integration, but first we have to study the requirement. Okay, so what are the main area of the integration is required? Okay, basically it can be a straightforward integration without any hassles. We can do an integration. So there might be a complex integration as well, like how we going to get the data, whether it's we are going to data for an intermediate table, or else we are going to do a direct web posting API web API posting and all. So that's possible. There is no any restriction now, as we explained in the Sage 300. It has been more powered. And next is the web browser, if I am correct. Okay, there is no any restrictions of the web browsers. So in any web browser, we would be able to access the Sage 300 web versions, and not only web browsers. Now with that web browsers is supported into the mobile as well as in the any kind of an Apple, okay, or Android mobile, any mobile. If we can give the security, relevant security, and the ports are being open, we can access to that. And multi-browser tabs, yes, we can use that any user account for this. Okay, the same user account which we are having, we can use it for multi-browser tabs. There is no restrictions on that as well.
Great. Right. Thanks to, I think that's those are the all questions we have for today. Right. If you do not have any more questions, I think we can end the webinar in the 2020 launch for this year now. Yes, I think those are all the questions we have, and I think we have completed the webinar. Right, so on behalf of ZILLIOne, once again, I would like to thank you all for sparing valuable time to attend for our webinar today. And as you all know, we would like to support you all to get your systems back online, or to improve your systems during these COVID times, to automate your operations and to enhance your operations and to help you with your remote operations as well. So stay safe, and we'll meet again through another webinar like this. And as I said, feel free to send us your suggestions and your questions, or any of your ideas through any of our account managers or through our direct lines. Once again, thank you everyone, and have a good day.